Hello, Jeff Disher here. Today I'm just going to do a quick run through of how to get started with OpenAutonomy. Now this starts from the point where you've received an invitation email, or either because you requested one or just because someone you know is using the system and sent you an invite. So the first thing you start out with is this email here saying an invitation from OpenAutonomy. So here this is saying that the person who invited me was this user named OpenAutonomy Inc., which is what happens if you just request an invite, you get one from this user. So what you do, and this is the point that is kind of the thing to bookmark, is this link here, openautonomy.com login PHP, is the one where you will go to log in the future. So I'll open that up. What I have to do is put in the email address that I want to use to log in, because it doesn't use a username and passwords, it just uses the email address. So demo@openautonomy.com is the test email address I'm using here. So I'll log in there, and it says, okay, you've been sent the login link. So now you can close this, but in the future, this is the site you want to, this is the link you want to bookmark, because it's where you'll be logging in the future. And I'll get email here. You can see I've now got this thing called an OpenAutonomy login link. Now, this is what will actually authenticate you directly, but these are all one-use links. So once you've clicked this, you can now delete this email because it's not going to be useful anymore. So over here, because it's the first time I've been here, you have to read terms of service, privacy policy, all the usual stuff, and pass this CAPTCHA to make sure that that you're human. So I'll say that, okay, I've agreed to that. Now you go to this page where it actually starts building your identity. This information is only useful if you're trying to figure out a problem or something like that. It'll be hidden in the future. And now it's logged me into what'll be my new starting point identity here on openautonomy.com. So you can see it gives me the default name demo, which is just a name made up from my email address. And I've got kind of the stock applications that come with OpenAutonomy when you're first starting. So what I'm going to do, the first thing you kind of need to do is go to user details, and this is how it decides what you look like. You can see this is where it's getting my nickname that's showing up here is just this thing called demo. So I'll change it to show that it's being changed. We'll call it demo user, and we'll call the employeroa.com or something, because that actually shows up in the large version of your identity appearance, not in the smaller ones though. Now you can fill this in with other information. It'll make you more searchable, but the only other thing that we really want here is an appearance graphic, like a user pic. So this thing, I'll use something kind of simple I've got kicking around, this picture of this cat, and I'll say, all right, I'll just upload that here. Now this is uploading to my storage, which I'll talk about in a moment. So this is, unfortunately, I have a large file, so it's going to take a few seconds to actually upload it. But once this has been uploaded, then I can select it, and it'll become my appearance, which will show up on any of the sites that I visit using my OpenAutonomy identity. So now it's there. So you can see nothing's changed yet, but once I click on this, you can see that, all right, this is the kind of preview of the user pick I've chosen. So I'll say it's that thing, and I'm happy with the rest of these changes, so we'll go update appearance. So now you can see that it's actually changed my appearance throughout the site. So it's demo user, says oa.com. So that's fine. So I'll click back on my name to get back to my identity. And just kind of a quick walkthrough of some of the rest of this stuff. This is the trusted user list, is who can see some of my trusted content, which by default, that's nothing, but you can use that for things like making sure that your social entities that you create and the information you share there is only visible to certain groups. You can use the trust groups to create special collections of trusted users that are kind of more trusted, that you give access to very sensitive information. And that's useful for things like how to share files and also how to share information through social. So just a quick run through of some of the rest of this stuff. Simple storage, this is sort of the hard drive in the cloud, so to speak. You can see it's just got the one megabyte of 1 gigabyte, which is the normal default, so it's using essentially none of it. You can see it's just using one file, so there's nothing surprising there. And this is how you can navigate through these. So I'll go into this in more detail in a future talk, but for now you can just tell that this is kind of the same user interface we had in details, but it's all going to the same storage system. So just because I uploaded it in details doesn't mean it's not available to my other applications. Everything in OpenAutonomy is stored in your storage. So from here, this is your cloud storage, your hard drive on the internet, so to speak. And the other thing too is anything that you share here as public, no one can find this just by kind of poking around. But if you send them this link, they can actually access this in a browser. So you can use this to share files. Basically, there's other ways to share files and to collaborate, but that's again a topic for a different talk. The other thing I want to show here is the social networking system. Now this is something that's just kind of simple, and right now you can tell that there's nothing really been added to this. All you can see is there's been an update made here when my user was first created and when I added this appearance. So it added this cat picture here saying that's what changed. And of course I can post new content, and that'll go through here. And there's also options here in case you want to add a new file along with this, or in case you're trying to link to another site you want to preview, or just the identity of another person. But that's all that I needed here for now. So something related to this is, say that you wanted to use this system, but you don't really know many people who are using it right now. Well, there's two ways that you can still get benefit out of that. Either down here, you can invite new users. Now these are given out to you over time, so you can see right now, because I just created the identity, I don't have any pending invites. There's 0 here. But what I can do right now is I can either visit this user to see who their trusted users are, maybe add some of those, or one of the most basic cases that I used when I was first starting to use the system is I was using it for syndicated feeds. And as you can see, there's a lot of news sites and such here. So you can actually create those. Say you wanted to look up, like I'll even put in something that is here already. I'll just say I want to keep an eye on cbc.ca. I want to see what content is showing up there. Now it's just going to redirect me to this user that already exists. Now I can start trusting them, and that means that the information that they post in the social feed, which happens automatically when new content is added to this site, the syndicated feed system is fully automatic. Anytime that new news shows up on that site, it'll actually show up in my social feed. But just to keep things simple, so I don't have to wait for new information to show up or anything, we can just look at the information that's showing up there. Now this is going to be something which is normally kind of trickling through to my social feed if I'm trusting them. So this is just content that's generated by this site that is automatically propagated into OpenAutonomy Social. So there's that, and anytime you want to get back to your identity, just click back in the top left-hand corner. So from there you can see this is kind of the basic way to use the system, and there's going to be some more expanded tutorials in the future talking about some more specific things that you can do. So the only other thing I wanted to point out was if you want to log out, the way that you get back in is exactly repeating the process from before. Say that I'm just coming to the site right away, I go to login, and again, demo@openautonomy.com, log in via email, and it says, okay, we've sent you one. So I'll close this, go back here, and when I get this email, then again, just click on this link. Now this link is different every time. You can't reuse it once you've already used it once. You have to delete it, it's useless. But again, it just brought me right back into my identity, and this time without asking me to fill in any CAPTCHA or anything like that, because it already knows who I am. So anyway, I hope this was a good kind of simple demo of how to get up and running with OpenAutonomy, and let me know what you think, and contact us through the website or through OpenAutonomy itself if you have any questions or concerns or bug reports. And we want to make this the best thing it can be for everyone out there. So thanks for watching, and I hope you like what you see. Bye.